As we continued our journey, upon leaving the midwife, there was no one else out in the streets, there was no one else to meet. The next thing we did was to search for our steeds, they were not far away. 5 horses stood in a paddock near, would they understand yea or nay? Krill started talking to a horse with no name, to acquire them was his aim. 4 were agreeable, but 1 was not game. It remembered our beside shame. Morak quizzed us on the steeds, Uno, Dos, Tres, Kevin and Nathan. Deception covered our misdeeds, Morak told us of his situation. A feat of bravery is required to put our back to rest in dice and desire.
Do you wish to assist?
Yeah, we got it, really, haven't we?
May I ask what time it is?
It's 9:30. Oh, in the game. It's about 2 p.m.
Yeah. If we're
2:33,
going to
something like that.
if we're going to tackle some kind of spectre, I think it would be wiser to do it during the daylight hours, because Quinch will be less
Spectre
scared.
appear in the daylight?
I would suggest so if Morak has seen it.
The daytime, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we go and have a look?
Yeah, let's head over there.
I would rather attack it during the day. I would rather attack it during the day.
Do you think that some form of haunting, an apparition, a spectre, a ghoul, a ghost, or whatever it is going to be able to be attacked by physical means, Krill? Do we need to just take stock of the ways we think we could affect a creature like this? We could try and scare. I have some words I could use. Gregomel, do you feel like there's anything that you have that
I've
could?
got 2 words for you. Fire, bolt.
I like that word, but I'd much rather use that word when I can see what I'm fighting.
Okay. So, what?
I mean, what time did we say it was?
2 o'clock.
It's about 2:33. It's like it's mid-afternoon.
Okay, sorry. I assumed it was later than that. It is during the day, so I suggest we do go now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if it seems like I was arguing against that point.
Right. So, are you heading to the? Do you want to head to the tower first and speak to the father there, or do you wish to just go and attack?
I think it's a good idea to speak to the father. Yeah.
See if we get some holy water or something from him.
Might have something to help. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So you head off to the bell tower. It's not your first time you're there. You've been there before. Doors ajar. Assume you enter.
Oh, knock on the way in. Yeah, just to let our presence known.
It's a church. It's an open door. You can just walk in, surely.
Of course, but it's whether you want the manners or not.
The door opens inwards.
It does. Well remembered.
How long would it take Quinch to run off to the store, grab a lantern, and then run back and join the party?
Why do you need a lantern?
I gave you a lantern, didn't I?
Correct, but how long would this take?
Where you ran into the store, 10 minutes, if that. 5 minutes. I mean, you're talking about running across a.
Why do you need a lantern?
Quinch does that.
Okay, let's let him do it. He's done that. You walk into the store. You search around. You don't find it at the first attempt, but you eventually find a lantern. And do you know what? You find some oil as well, mate, because otherwise you're not going to be able to light it. And you make your way back to the thing, I assume.
Yes, that's right.
Yep. Okay. So you now have 2 lanterns, 2 lots of oil. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So Dabov, you who's going in first? Are you at the front?
Yeah, may as well. I'll knock on the way in and just see what I can see.
Okay. You walk in, and as you enter, you see sort of a squat man stood at the front of the temple, just sort of keeping busy and just umming and ahhing and doing stuff. And he hears the knock and hears you walking in. He goes, "Oh, well, welcome, one and all, welcome to this fine temple. Are you believers?"
I'd say to him, Sir, while we're here, could you please clear something up for us on the pronunciation of a certain god's name?
Okay, yes. That would be Lathander. Lathander, yes. We celebrate two gods here. We celebrate the god of the god of the dawn, Lathander,
Yes.
and also the goddess of the forests, Miliki.
Do you not celebrate Chalupa?
I do not know Chalupa's. No, I don't know. What is that? Is that a god?
She is a deity.
She's a deity. She's a deity. And what's she a deity of? Is she just a random deity, or does she sort of
No, she
day anything?
She is a deity of fresh water.
Okay, can you roll me a religion check, please?
Yes, I'd be happy to.
With disadvantage because you're talking to a religious man.
I've never done this. 13.
13. That's not one I've heard of. I know of many gods, but these are my core beliefs here. The dawn and the forests. I'm very much a believer in nature and all the beauty it brings to the world. And I've certainly not have heard of this Chalupa, but we do accept all faiths here. You know, the gods bring us all various gifts, I believe, and if you believe this Chalupa brings us the fresh water, then praise be to Chalupa.
Thank you. Your words mean a great deal to me. I will cherish them and remember them greatly for years.
Thank you. That's all I ask, is that you take my words with you and improve your life as you go. Listen, I can't stand here and deny the fact that I know who you are. I recognise you from the cave. My thanks to you for your rescuing of myself and the rest of the town. It's unfortunate we lost some of my convent. No, that's not the word. What's the word of people that
Your congregation.
Congregation. I lost some of my congregation, but luckily most of us survived, and it's no small part was due to yourselves, and I thank you. I'm going to step ahead, and I believe that I understand why you're here. I suspect that Morak has asked you to come across. I did suggest that perhaps this would be a task fitting of yourselves. Our guards could probably look into it, but they're not really they're not really familiar with the arcane, and they have enough to be getting on with, and perhaps this was better suited to yourselves. We're having a bit of problem in the graveyard, I'm afraid. It seems that when one of the boulders came down, I suspect it's disturbed some bones. The Lord Nandar was buried in the graveyard, and it seems to have been his grave, or certainly one of the graves that were damaged during the attack is his. And I can't be certain that it is him, but there's a spectral force out there that I'm not too keen on, and it looks a little bit like the old Lord Nandar. I suspect it's possibly something to do with that. Is there a possibility that you could go and just have a look and see if there's anything you could do? Because, unfortunately, we do have people to bury, and it's not going to help me or the temple if we have to deal with spectral forces such as this.
Do you know if this is a malevolent? Do you know if this is a dark spirit?
Yes, it is indeed malevolent. It's luckily myself and Morak were able to avoid any damage. We went in there, we were investigating, and it came upon us. and but we ran, and as soon as we got ourselves outside of the graveyard, it's almost as if it just disappeared. It just disappeared, dissipated.
You must tell me what the holiest number is.
14.
14, you are but a godsend.
It's a strange question in the middle of this story, but excellent point. I'm always glad to talk to someone who's a believer. So yes, it's yes. I just wondered if you could go and do what it is that you guys do. I can't pay you, I'm afraid. I mean, we're in troubles, as you can tell. I mean, luckily the tower has survived an attack from the thing, but we are working hand to mouth somewhat. I can't really pay you. It would just be, I could give you a blessing and hope that helps you on your way.
Do you have any, perhaps, I don't know, anything that could perhaps help us defeat this Spectre? Perhaps some kind of holy items, or...
I can bless some water for you. I don't know. I've never used it. I'm not really that type of priest. I'm not really.
Is it only water that you can bless, or can you bless any liquid?
I've never tried. I suppose I could bless another liquid.
Could you bless this? I've got oil. Could you bless the oil?
Yes. It's a great question. I've never tried. I've only ever tried with water. Yes, I suppose I could. Would you like me to take that off your hands for you for a second?
Yes, please. Yes.
And he takes it off to the pulpit, and he puts it down, and he opens up his religious words. He reads through, mutters a few things, draws some symbols. Certainly not a cross, because that's a different religion, but certainly some various things, waving his hands around and that sort of stuff. And he passed it back and said, I can't promise that this has worked. I hope it certainly has. It's certainly what I would do with water. But please do. It goes with my blessing, as do you both. All of you, not both.
Can I perhaps have some of that holy water? Maybe 2 different vials of it.
Yes, certainly. And he walks over. He says, "Oh, I don't seem to have any vials on me. Do you have anything that you could use? Any containers that I could use for you?"
I have got 3 empty vials if you need them.
It's all coming up Millhouse.
But yes, I if you don't mind lending me your vials, that would be most appreciated.
I mean, you said 2, so I'll just give you 2.
Well, that's all I need.
He takes the 2 vials from you, rushes over to the bowl of water, casts a blessing, stoppers it up, brings you back 2 vials of holy water. There you go. I hope these are helpful. I mean, I've never encountered a creature such as this, a force such as this. I can't speak to as to whether it would help you or not, but I truly hope it does, because the sooner this is gone, the more that we can get on with our lives.
Well,
I
thank
have
you.
one more question. Much how I hear tales that werewolves don't like silver, do you know if there is a metal that spectres don't like?
Can you roll me a history check?
Yes. History. 16.
Well, I am unfamiliar. I'm unfamiliar with this type of force in real world practice. I've heard of such things, but I certainly have not come across any forms of metal or material that would be particularly susceptible to. I know, generally speaking, these types of creatures are much better encountered during the day than during the night. That's all I can tell you. It's better to face these things in the day than it is at the night. That's all I can tell you.
Thank you.
You mentioned, obviously not payment, which is fine, but you mentioned a blessing for us on our way.
Yes.
Is there a way we could get that in advance? That might help us fight them. Is there a blessing you could bestow on us as people?
Of course, I would be happy to bless you. Do you Do you wish to step up here and I'll speak some words and hopefully I'll be able to cast a blessing on you that will help you on your way.
Yeah. I'll go along with whatever the priest suggests. Not whatever the priest suggests. I know how these things work.
Okay.
The blessing.
So you're are you all going, or is it just Davov gonna take this blessing?
Krill.
Is this my baptism? Is that what this is? I'm going to be dunked like a baby.
You are small.
No, I don't.
I would
Greg
assume we all step forward, surely.
Nah, Greg's a man of the science. He doesn't believe in this mumbo jumbo.
Just believes in magic.
Will step forward then.
I'd just like to
Okay.
ask the priest as well. If one were to be cursed with, I don't know, 200 years of misfortune, would this counteract that at all? Let's say infernal for just shits and giggles. Hypothetical, of course.
Can you roll me a charisma check?
Oh.
That is a 14.
It's interesting you asked that. You've been in the Agonor residence, haven't you?
Yeah. We visited there earlier. Had a bit of a chat. I'm a bit cagey around those things. Just
He looks at you and he says, "That's not what I mean," and he throws you a wink. And then he walks off, not answering your question.
Do I still get a blessing?
So who's gone up then? So Dabov, Quinch, Krill.
Krill shall remain where he is because he just doesn't understand.
So just Dabov and Quinch.
No. This blessing
Dabov and
sounded
Quinch.
pretty cool. Krill's like, I want in, and he charges up after them to get involved in this blessing malarkey. Okay. He holds his hand out like he's expected to be given something.
Dabov, Krill, and Quinch step forward, and he motions to you all to kneel, which you all do. Krill still hand out. The father's walking up and down the line, and he sort of just lays his hand gently on your hand, just sort of, and just squeezes it, and lets go. and he speaks some religious words and says, "Oh Father, please do bless these brave and true warriors in their path. Please let them find their way to ridding us of this malevolent spirit. Please bring your dawn to their fight." And he just sort of pats you on the head religiously. And he says, "Well, I can't speak to as to whether that's worked or not, but hopefully it has." And with that, you do feel a sense of calm, and all of you on your first attack roll will have advantage.
Ooh,
nice.
Lovely. Quinch makes some final preparations for the upcoming battle, suspecting that physical weapons will probably do little against the Spectre. Quinch constructs what he believes and hopes will be a bomb, using a lantern, the blessed holy oil, a block of incense, and 14 human teeth.
A nail bomb, a teeth bomb. Can I have... Christ almighty. Can I have a sleight of hand
Wow,
check,
sleight
please?
of hand. Yes. If I'm using inspiration, do I have to declare it before the roll?
You have to declare it before I tell you whether the roll was successful. So in other words, you could roll, say, a 4 and instantly know that's going to fail. So you could say, I'm going to use my inspiration, as long as I haven't told you that it's failed.
Okay, cool. Don't tell me if it fails then. Okay, I've rolled... Yeah, I've rolled 15. I'm going to use inspiration just in case, because I want this to work. Oh, 16.
Okay, let's use your inspiration. Despite it being the fact that you've never made a bomb in your life, and bombs don't really exist in this world, you cobble together something that is relatively dangerous. You will have to set light to it before you throw it off. It won't just explode on its own, but it will potentially cause damage should you decide to do something with it now or later.
I have ways of... Quinch has ways of creating fire, don't you worry.
Okay. Yeah, so you've been in here for a little while, half an hour or so. Do you want to...
Yeah,
are we heading out to...
Yeah, I'd like to...
to the graveyard.
Before we leave, chaps, do we want to discuss a tactical approach to this forthcoming battle? We know that it is taking place in a graveyard of which we can approach from many different angles. There is only but one portion of the graveyard to the west, which is sort of a cliffy water thing. Do we want to approach this tactically, or are we just charging in and praying?
No, let's kill
I
it.
would first like to say, who the fuck are you? Because since when do you think of anything like this?
I am a general, I'll have you know.
Before we leave the temple or whatever it is, I'll just give Gregomel a little nudge and I'll say, these going up to receive a blessing from the holy man, as Dweezil does air quotes. I'll give him a little nudge and I'll say, men as learned as us realise that true power comes from within oneself, not from some external force. And I'm hopefully that those words of encouragement and kind of kinmanship just bestow a little spot of bardic inspiration on Gregomel to combat the fact that he hasn't been given the advantage on his first roll.
Oh, nice. What's that nowadays? Is that 4?
You
D4
get
or
to
D8 nowadays?
you roll a d6 and add it to any
D6.
check, ability check or attack roll or saving throw.
Nice.
And it works like inspiration, so you can add it after seeing the roll but before knowing the outcome.
And Greg, hearing this inspirational speech, kind of makes like a little joke back and goes, well, at least you've now got a comedy to write.
I'm going to take
Right.
the Nandar flag that I stole way long ago, and I'm just going to drape it over my shoulder as a sort of makeshift cape.
Nice.
Over my,
Just to really upset the ghost.
Well, no, he might recognise it, is what I'm thinking. He might see me as an ally rather than something to be attacked. Just a bit of
Allies.
Or a small matador.
I do have a rapier, which is I'm gonna have it over one shoulder. I'm not gonna wear it like a cape because it's gonna do me no good unless I'm running away from him. So it's gonna be over my sort of not sword shoulder, so that it's gonna be facing if I were to go into battle.
Okay. Right. Are we ready to do this, or you want to do anything else before you enter the graveyard?
Let's just do it.
Greg's gonna hop on this broomstick and go, Leviosa! And, just so you know, he's going into battle like his horse.
So who's leading the line? Who's going in first? Talk to me about your order of approach.
How do we want to approach this? Do we want to put our strong people up front?
So we're back to by the way, we're back to roll 20, so we will be you will be using your tokens and moving around.
Well, it makes sense to have the beefy guys in the front, surely.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want me to sneak in and look around first, but I don't know how much of a benefit that would be.
Nah, let's just get on with it.
Cool.
Okay.
Fuck your stealth.
Right.
Yes.
No, I didn't think it'd be particularly useful, but I didn't know if you wanted a scout, but nah, it wouldn't be my choice.
So who's going in first?
I'll sort of take the middle ground. I can sort of take a bit of a beating, but, I don't need to go up front.
Which of us thinks they would coax out the Spectre?
I mean, the tiny matador here might.
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
I don't.
I say, no, that's probably not the best idea. And then I say, if you guys are gonna stand here and argue, I'll just take the lead. And then I head off. I don't know why I said it in a sort of action hero sort of voice, but and then I sort of step into the graveyard.
Okay. The second that Krill steps into the graveyard, a wisp of smoke and spectral movement starts to appear in the middle of the in the middle of the graveyard, and you suddenly see it becoming clearer and clearer. Although during the daylight, it's not particularly clear. It's sort of fairly see-through. But you eventually see this spectre appear in the middle of the graveyard, and at this point, roll for initiative.
Has the Spectre said anything?
No. Does not believe in you.
I've got a good pun when it says something.
Oh.
It does.
Can't wait.
Right, so we have our initiative, I believe. Gregamel up first, Dweezil, Quinch, Dabov,
Could you
Krill,
use
the
inspiration
Spectre.
for initiative?
Phil. No, Phil Spectre. I don't think you can, no.
Phil the
I think
murderous
just,
Spectre.
So first up, technically you're not
Yeah,
inside.
despite having
the,
been like, I'll go first,
graveyard,
I'm like,
but
nah,
you-
I'll wait till last.
Yeah, literally one step ahead of the Spectre. Gregamel, you are up first.
You know what? I am going to move into why have I forgotten what the hell this is called? The cemetery, thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm not actually going to take an action. I'm going to leave it for the second and probably help one of the others.
Okay, fine. Next up, then we've got Dweezil.
Consonance evades me, my words clash evermore. Dissonance embrace ye, leave I must implore.
I'll cast Dissonant Whispers and see what happens. We'll bust it out at first level. So I require Ghosty Boy to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Wouldn't have thought so. 3.
No, so Ghosty Boy has just taken 7 psychic damage.
Oh,
7 psychic damage.
And
Okay.
and he must when it's his go. No, it must use his reaction. Sorry, to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Is it afraid then?
It's not afraid. It takes psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction to move as far as speed allows. It doesn't say that it's frightened. It is just racked into pain and runs away.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. So yeah. So with its reaction.
Yeah.
Okay. So that moves all the way pretty much as far as it can get then. Okay. All right. That's the end of your turn. Or can you
Bonus
do more?
action. Probably just look really, really smug.
Good bonus action.
Yeah.
Action economy at its finest. Quinch.
remind me, can you run your full movement and then do
Yes.
your normal action
Yes.
and then do a bonus action?
Yes. You can do it in any order, in any order you wish, and with movement you can even mix it up. So you could move half your distance, do an action, bonus action, and then move.
Okay, cool. And is throwing an item a bonus
Yes.
action?
No, it's an action,
Okay.
Yes.
isn't it?
Sorry, it's an action. Sorry, yeah.
Ooh.
So I thought you was going to say bonus action. Sorry. Yes, it's an action.
Okay, cool.
You do have advantage on it though, because you got blessed.
Correct.
Yes, you'd have advantage on your first attack if assuming you're going to throw the bomb at it.
Yeah, but I was gonna dragon breath it, which I can't
Okay.
dragon breath. I can't dragon breath and then throw it, can I?
No, because I think Dragon Breath is an action.
Yeah, it is. Okay, interesting.
Would you allow me to fire at it to set it on fire as my help?
At what? The Spectre? No,
No, the Spectre. Are you on about throwing the lantern?
Yeah.
So could I not light the lantern for him and then him throw it?
I'll allow him to light the lantern and. So what are you trying to do, MJ? You're trying to throw the
I'd
lantern
like to-
and.
Dragon breath the lantern, not the Spectre, just the
Oh
lantern.
no! It would be two separate things. I mean, I'll allow you to light the lantern and throw it as one action.
Okay, I think I'll do that.
So you don't need to do your Dragon Breath to light it, if that
It
makes
was
sense.
going to make it slightly more epic, but that's
Of course, but unfortunately the rules dictate you
that's,
can't do the both.
that's
Yeah.
that's fine. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Quinch charges to the fairly centre of the graveyard, albeit towards the south of it, south central.
Yep.
And sorry, how am I? Is Greg helping me light the lantern?
Not from where he is. He's too far away, I think, to be able to help. So what I would need you to do. So you thrown the bomb.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you throw? Can you do a? Hang on a second. I did just look at this a minute ago.
How am I lighting it?
Have you not got a torch or something? Have you not got?
I do have a.
Have you not got a tinderbox or anything?
Ooh.
Probably not lighting it then.
Interesting. Quinch is getting into position.
Why don't you use your... I'm going to say, come over to me and then, have a tinderbox. I'll give you a tinderbox.
Yeah, would you allow me to change my mind on where I'm moving?
Not really, no.
No, that's fair. Quinch will ready himself.
Okay.
I'll use my action to say, Greg, could you throw me a tinder? I sort of wish I asked this in the building. Apologies, I thought that I might be able to...
You did so much planning.
And the one thing you forgot was the fire.
Well, I knew I had the fire, I just didn't realise that throwing an item would be the strenuous part. That's fine, though. Greg, if you could circle back to me, next turn's going to be epic, if this thing isn't already dead.
Dabble.
I'm going to move to here, which is about 35. So behind this boulder. I assume the boulder's still there, hasn't been cleaned up or anything.
No, boulder's still there.
What height would you say this boulder was?
I think those boulders are like about 4 foot.
Could I fire a bow over the top of it? Cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll try and attack with my bow then.
Okay, go for it. You could always do it just round the side of it, I guess.
Ooh, natural 20.
Because you're quite short, aren't you?
Oh,
Natural
20.
20.
Probably
Right
won't
then.
do anything.
Yeah, I was going to say it probably won't.
Okay, so fire off your bow. That hits in case you didn't... does it anyway.
Got the opposite for that. A 1 plus 3, so 4 damage.
4.
Assuming it does damage.
And what was... And that's piercing, yeah?
Yes.
Piercing. Thank you. So yeah, it your arrow does strike it. I mean, it is a spectral force, but it still takes some damage, although perhaps not as much as you would expect from most of the creatures that you've come across. It's not really done much damage to it.
So, I'll use my bonus action to just hide behind this rock, this boulder.
Okay, I need to check on hiding, but yeah, it's fine. Okay, cool. Actually, go. Sorry, before you do anything, Dabov, can you roll your? Can you roll a what is it? Dexterity, I think. For hiding.
Stealth check.
Stealth. Oh yeah, of course, there's a stealth, isn't it? Yeah, stealth is.
That is 16.
16. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So you managed to hide from him.
Cool.
Yeah, Krill. Sorry.
Right. Unfortunately, Dweezil making him run away has made it very difficult for me to use my maximum potential.
Could you be a delivery driver?
I don't know. What would handing off a tinderbox be like a bonus action?
I would allow you to take it off of Krill if he's literally got it in his hands. Off of Quinch, sorry. If he's literally got it in his hands, you could just sort of quarterback it.
I stand here. On my way past, I've sort of dropped it at his feet. Like, you idiot. I rage, get all kind of... What did we say I was going to say when I get angry? What did we say? We said it in an episode I listened to recently.
Did we?
Oh.
It was... yeah, I can't remember what it was. I'm fucking mad or something like that.
I'm really fucking pissed off. And then I'm going to pull out a javelin. And I'm just going to launch a javelin at this Spectre because I'm very limited for what I can actually do.
Okie dokie, go for it.
At advantage, isn't it? Because it's my first attack.
Yes.
Does a 18 hit?
It does, yes.
Cool. And then my damage is 1d6 plus 4 plus 2 for raging. Excellent. 2 plus 4 plus 8 damage.
8 damage, and that's piercing,
Yes.
isn't it? It's lovely stuff. Very much like the arrow, it sticks in the Spectre and hits it, and you can see it physically takes a bit of pain, but a bit of damage, and looks in pain, but nothing it can't shrug off. So yeah, we're now up to the Spectre's turn. Just on the dissonant whispers, Stuart. That doesn't stop it from moving. No, it was just a reaction. It moves.
No,
on.
yeah, it just has to do that reaction move, and then it can do what it wants, I believe. Yeah.
Okie dokie. So with that, it is going to. So it's Dabov is hidden, so it's going to move up to the first opponent that it sees, which is Krill, and it's going to attack. Oof, wouldn't have thought so. So with a 4, so that doesn't hit. Oh no, sorry. Hang on a second. Sorry, it's not an attack roll. Do apologise. Can you roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Ooh. Yeah. Constitution 17.
Yeah, you're fine. So it lurches at you to attack you, but you are fortunate enough that you're a hardy boy, not that type of Stuart.
Matt or Jeff.
And this one's I would say Krill's probably more Jeff.
Don't know what any of this means.
And you manage to you're fine ultimately. And that is the end of its turn. Gregomel.
I just want to say the Hardy Boys were definitely the best wrestling team. 100%.
They were definitely up there.
100%.
Very much first.
Way
very
better
much
than
in
the
the early
Dudleys.
Oh God. Certainly less weird. Right, go on.
Okay, Greg sitting here has now noticed that his previous action was entirely pointless because people had advantage anyway, so my help was kind of pointless, and I didn't really help. I just sat here and twiddled my thumbs, scratched my ass a little bit, and yeah. So I'm now just going to chuck a level 2 magic missile at the biatch. So hopefully my dice rolling is good today. Let's have a look. Great, that has only rolled 1, so I will roll the other 3 naturally. Whatever. So 4, 4, 4, 4. I just roll all 4s.
So what's the total from that then?
16.
Did you
No, because the first one is 4
Oh,
damage, because it's adding the 1 already to the first one.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shit on your
I
parade
haven't
there.
added the 1 onto the extra 3 though, have I? So
15,
Okay.
why am I finding math so hard
19?
here? 15, 19, yeah.
So- 19. Bloody hell. What do your missiles look like?
They are
Chickens.
basically like green little, green little chickens that come out of my finger guns.
These
They're little
chicken
darts,
bullets.
basically. Drumsticks,
Okay.
chicken drumstick shaped.
Brilliant. Coffee beans. These green drumstick, whatever they are, fly through the air, and they smash straight into the Spectre, and as the third one thunks into it, he dissipates and disappears.
Thank you for joining us on our adventures. Please subscribe and leave a review on whichever platform you listen to podcasts through. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at Dyson Desire, where we share behind the scenes bits and bobs, and we'd love to interact with you there.